To an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Set to throw on first. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Early down steps will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Brissett. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Just like that. Just like that.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Haskins. And this is caught off the deflection. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. There to get a hand in and knock that one away, DJ Reed. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
We want it. Come to my world.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
From just shy of midfield, Haskins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's got room. There he goes left side. 20. Tick, touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. He finds McKinnon, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Mike, 54. Here we go. Here I come again.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And he'll find Hall. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now a give, right side. Foreman. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
One for Mike. Watch one. Watch one. You must be getting tired of seeing me. So Mike's number one. Mike's number one. Man, I got you. Mike one. That's it. Here we go.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
One advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3-and-out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. 65. 65. 65.
Throwing now. Haskins on first down. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Haskins. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Here's a first down throw. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On first down, it's Haskins. This one caught right around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Let's go. 6 yards. Run the mic. Watch one. Watch one. Let's make these babies trash.
On second down now. Poole. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
The Cowboys on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. On third down, Foreman. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Every time I see a coach challenge a spot, that makes me a little bit nervous for that coach. Those are very difficult to get overturned.
Well, the biggest reason, correct me if I'm wrong, is just technology. A lot of times you just don't have the angle.
Yeah, I think all the coaches, when they want to challenge that type of a play, they want to put the magnets or the things, the sensors in the ball to show exactly where it is. But right now, it's all about us humans.
Taken in at the 11. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Toss play, Kamara. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw, Haskins. Hard throw, incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Set from the gun on 3rd. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. On first down, Poole. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing, Brissett. He completes it to Westbrook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Anzalone coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Brissett. The open man is Westbrook. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, Poole, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Second down, Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Lutz puts this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
To throw, Brissett. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Brissett. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fielded just inside the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Kamara. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back.
That's the way. Zoom, zoom. Hey, watch out. Check.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
Hey, hold on. Okay, let's get that ball. Yeah, let's get that ball right here.
They'll run on 1st down. Poole. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brissett. Flush to his right. Pass incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
25, check 25, check 25.
Brissett sets to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Jim.
Again, it's Kamara. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
Yo.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Hall. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a 1st down.
54 Mike. I know he ain't got it.
On play action, Haskins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, third quarter in Denver. And it's a big-time advantage for the Browns. They just scored again, pouring it on. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Mike's 54. Come off the ball. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Brissett. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Brissett. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
He gets this one to Johnson. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's easy work, and it's coming again.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 34-yard.
Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Ready up. Here it comes. Man left, man left. Hey, you got
They'll throw again. Brissett gets it to Gordon. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's caught. Cooper. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket?
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big play there out of Kamara. 68 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job. Way to knock it down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Another try after the first down sack. Brissett looking middle, and it's incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Brissett now. Open man is Gordon, complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
Here you go. Set. Watch one. Watch one. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
On second down, Poole. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Check 15. Check 15.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Yeah, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
Now Haskins down around his goal line. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
At the 8-yard line.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now it's Haskins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. Yeah, they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Let's go now.
On first down, Poole. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground. Poole. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They run the counter. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Turn to a power game to try to get in. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so, because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You look at the geography of the field, right? Where you are, that's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Reset. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Hey, come on now, come on now.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Poole. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Ready? Ready, base. You better bring it. You better bring it. Ready?
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Cowboys, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And now they'll have the short week ahead as they'll host their annual Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they suffered just their second loss as they drop to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.